Battle Through the Heavens. Episode 193, Xiao Chen's power skyrockets with the blood axe. With a single strike, he cripples the Hall of Souls Hall Master. The purifying demonic lotus flame launches its ultimate counter-kill, refining all the experts present into flame slaves. At the moment when the purifying demonic lotus flame was sealed, all factions made their move, scrambling to seize the flame origin. The Hall Master of the Hall of Souls suddenly erupted with the strength of a 5-star Daosheng, overpowering everyone present and directly targeting Xiaoyan's life. At the critical moment, a withered hand suddenly appeared and deflected the attack. The Hall Master's sure kill strike completely missed, his face instantly darkening as his gaze locked onto the figure behind Xiaoyan. At some unknown point, a plainly dressed man had appeared there. He looked utterly ordinary, yet his aura was unfathomably strange. The Hall Master suppressed his shock and demanded the man's identity. Although his status in the Han clan was not low, the era of Xiao Chen was far too distant. He simply could not recognize the man before him. Xiaoyan was the first to react. Upon seeing that the person was Xiao Chen, his suspended heart finally settled. Xiao Chen waved his hand at Xiaoyan and slowly walked to stand in front of him. Only then did Xiaoyan realize he had never truly grasped the real strength of this ancestor. Even now, he found that his previous estimation had been far too low. Facing the Hall Master's shock, Xiao Chen remained expressionless. He stepped forward through the void, and with each step his aura surged wildly. In just a few breaths, his strength broke past the boundary of a 4-star Daosheng, stabilizing firmly at the mid-stage 5-star Daosheng level. This power was even greater than that of the Hall Master himself. Xiaoyan and the others stared at Xiao Chen's back in astonishment, while the Hall Master's expression changed drastically. He demanded Xiao Chen's identity again. Behind him, Hunfeng and the Deputy Hall Master quickly rushed forward, their eyes filled with uncertainty. Clearly, this sudden turn of events had thrown them into disarray. Xiao Chen showed clear impatience. With a grip of his hand, a massive blood shadow condensed in his palm, instantly transforming into a gigantic blood axe. The axe tore through space, lightning fast, and viciously cleaved toward the three of them. The Hall Master's expression changed drastically. He waved his sleeve, pushing Hunfeng and the others back, then suddenly puffed his cheeks. A half-zhang-wide black sphere shot out from his mouth. From within it came miserable screams as if countless souls were devouring each other. This was one of his ultimate defensive techniques. But a flash of blood streaked across the sky. A massive blood-red axe shadow appeared on the black sphere. A soft sound followed. A line of blood spread across the surface. With a muffled explosion, the sphere was split cleanly in two, without even a chance to explode. The technique shattered, and the Hall Master spat out a mouthful of blood, his aura instantly weakening as he retreated in panic. Xiao Chen's attack was overwhelmingly fierce. Where the blood axe passed, even heaven and earth seemed capable of being split apart. Without holding back, he stepped forward twice and swung 3 consecutive strikes. These 3 strikes merged almost into one to ordinary eyes. Only a red flash was visible in the sky. Only experts at the Hall Master's level could clearly see the 3 crimson bloodlines bursting out from space itself. At the brink of death, he detonated both of his soul arms and unleashed the forbidden technique, Soul Burial Art. Black mist instantly covered the sky for thousands of meters. Countless soul waves screamed within it, drilling into everyone's minds like demonic sound. The bloodlines tore through layer after layer of black clouds, yet weakened continuously. Within a few breaths, the first bloodline shattered. The second faded. The final one shot out like lightning, piercing deep into the core of the black mist. When the mist dissipated, everyone saw the Hall Master standing in the distance covered in blood, trembling uncontrollably. From his shoulder to his abdomen, a terrifying wound ran across his body. That strike had clearly inflicted a near-fatal injury. Xiao Chen glanced at him indifferently, a hint of surprise flashing in his eyes. He hadn't expected the man to survive that attack. In his era, countless famous experts had perished under this very move. The Hall Master glared viciously at Xiao Chen and shouted outward, calling for old Demon Hun to act. Xiaoyan and the others were instantly shocked. They hadn't expected another hidden expert from the Han clan. At that moment, a sigh echoed through the void. Xiaoyan turned sharply and saw an ordinary grey-robed elder among the crowd. No one had expected this seemingly insignificant elder to be hiding such depth. Gu Nanhai and the elders of the ancient clans all turned grim. Hunmo Old Man. Hunmo Old Man smiled faintly, his gaze sweeping across Xiao Yan and the others. But instead of attacking immediately, he looked into the void and called out, "Stop hiding, old monster of the little pill tower." The moment those words fell, everyone was shaken. Another hidden expert. The space trembled. A weathered voice sounded. A green ox stepped through the void accompanied by a deep bellow. On its back sat a small boy in coarse clothing. Everyone stared in shock. Hunmo Old Man sneered. "The Hun clan must obtain the origin of the purifying demonic lotus flame. You'd best not interfere." The boy on the ox smiled calmly. "The Xiao clan truly is like a centipede, dead, yet not stiff. For Xiao Chen to still be alive, truly worth celebrating." Despite Xiao Chen being an ancient expert of thousands of years, the boy spoke as his equal. At this moment, the great elder of the little pill tower finally recovered. He dropped to his knees, tears streaming down his face. The boy smiled and told him to rise. Then he turned to Xiao Yan. "Hand over the flame origin." Xiao Yan hesitated briefly, but seeing the boy's gentle expression, he gritted his teeth and threw the black light pillar over. The instant he released it, Hunmo Old Man's expression turned icy. With a cold snort like thunder, he dashed forward to seize it. But just as his hand was about to touch the pillar, the surrounding space distorted. In an instant, his position and the boy's were swapped. This sudden turn of events shocked everyone present. Hunmo Old Man stood frozen in place, only snapping back to his senses. After a moment, his face filled with horror as he shouted, "The opponent has actually broken through to a 6-star Du Sheng." Facing the shepherd boy whose strength had reached the 6-star level, he had absolutely no ability to resist. Only then did the experts of the Hun clan finally understand why every time the Hall of Souls tried to truly act against the Pill Tower, they would always be stopped by the higher-ups of the clan. So within the little Pill Tower, there was actually such a terrifying existence hidden. The shepherd boy completely ignored Hunmo Old Man's outcry. He grabbed the black light pillar and calmly examined the flame origin within. Then he spoke indifferently, exposing the scheme of the purifying demonic lotus flame. It had deliberately allowed itself to be sealed in order to provoke internal conflict among everyone present, so it could reap the benefits in the end. The moment these calm words fell, everyone's expressions changed drastically. No one could believe that the purifying demonic lotus flame possessed such deep cunning. The Hall Master of the Hall of Souls tried to refute angrily, but Hunmo Old Man did not doubt it. Having dealt with the shepherd boy for a lifetime, he knew the latter was not someone who spoke nonsense. Facing the doubtful gazes, the shepherd boy did not explain further. With a flick of his finger, a black line shot out from his fingertip toward the pillar. Just as it was about to hit, the flame origin sealed inside suddenly trembled violently. A heaven-shaking wave of fire erupted outward, and the black pillar exploded before everyone's eyes. Milky white flames swept across the sky. Within the sea of fire, the purifying demonic lotus flame took form. A white-robed figure. He stared coldly at the shepherd boy below, furiously cursing that the boy had ruined his plans once again. The shepherd boy raised his youthful face and looked at the flame in the sky. "You are far too violent in nature. If you enter the central plains, you will bring devastation to all living beings. That is why the purifying demonic lotus saint sealed you back then. So today you will not be allowed to leave." Hearing this, the purifying demonic lotus flame's eyes turned icy. "Even if you've stepped into 6-star Dao Sheng, you are still not qualified to stop me." The shepherd boy attempted to join forces with Hunmo Old Man, but the latter, ever cunning, intended to sit back and watch both sides suffer. He refused outright. The shepherd boy tapped the green ox beneath him and stepped directly into the boundless sea of flames, appearing before the purifying demonic lotus flame. The two instantly clashed. The flame summoned a colossal flame avatar tens of thousands of feet tall. With a single punch, the surrounding space shattered. The shepherd boy blocked it with a golden light barrier, then released his natal pill blood, melting most of the avatar's body instantly. The purifying demonic lotus flame flew into a rage. He had not expected his own heavenly flame to be countered by someone whose true form was a pill. Driven to the brink, he activated the ancient heaven refining array left behind by the saint. In the sky and the magma sea, two enormous flame formations appeared, one above, one below, completely sealing the entire space. He laughed wildly. After thousands of years, I have fully comprehended this array. Within this flame space, no one can be my opponent. Everyone present gasped in shock. Even Ziyan and the others turned pale. They could clearly feel that even a trace of the array's energy could annihilate them instantly. At that moment, Xiao Yan suddenly clutched his forehead tightly. The strange light cluster in his mind began trembling at an astonishing frequency, as if something was about to awaken. Seeing the terrifying array, Hunmo Old Man felt deep fear. Without hesitation, he shouted, "Retreat!" He was the first to rush toward the spatial passage leading to the central plains. The other experts panicked and fled as well. No matter how tempting the heavenly flame was, one needed to stay alive to enjoy it. But just as they reached the exit, the purifying demonic lotus flame casually pointed a finger. The spatial passage shattered instantly. Their escape route was completely cut off. He laughed. "Now you think of leaving? Too late. I will refine all of you into my flame slaves." With no way out, Hunmo Old Man had no choice but to lower himself and propose an alliance with the shepherd boy. The shepherd boy agreed without hesitation. He assigned roles. He Xiao Chen Ziyan and Gunan Hai would deal with the heaven array. Hunmo Old Man and the other Daosheng experts would handle the earth array. At a moment of life and death, no one objected. But seeing them unite the purifying demonic lotus flame only sneered. "Overestimating yourselves." With a change of hand seal, the massive array began to rotate like a grinding mill. The moment it moved, the energy of heaven and earth became violently unstable. Even half-saints turned pale, some even spat blood. With a roar, two destructive milky white beams shot out from the upper and lower arrays, blasting toward both groups. Everyone combined their strength to resist, but in an instant their defenses were completely shattered. The beams slammed down. The purifying demonic lotus flame looked at the expanding sea of fire and burst into wild laughter. In his eyes, no one could stop him anymore. But his laughter soon stopped. His expression turned to shock. From within the explosion, he sensed familiar auras. A faint light barrier appeared. Inside it, Xiao Yan the shepherd boy, Hunmo Old Man, and everyone else stood intact. Though somewhat battered, none were seriously injured. Everyone was stunned. No one understood what had happened. At that moment, Shuna suddenly cried out. Everyone turned. Xiao Yan had fallen into an unconscious state. A faint glow radiated from his body, gradually condensing into a vague figure. The moment they saw that figure, everyone was horrified, because it looked exactly like the purifying demonic lotus flame. But suddenly the shepherd boy shouted, "That's not the purifying demonic lotus flame. It's the purifying demonic lotus saint." This revelation sent chills down everyone's spine. That legendary expert who had fallen thousands of years ago, how could he appear through Xiao Yan? At that moment, Xiao Yan's body trembled slightly. His eyes slowly opened, but his originally black pupils had turned completely milky white. His gaze swept across the battlefield. Anyone who met his eyes, even powerful experts like Hunmo Old Man, felt an uncontrollable urge to kneel and worship, their souls trembling. The man once known as the closest existence to a Do-Di, the purifying demonic lotus saint, had returned to this world in this very form.